Okay, people, things are happening. Welcome to Krocks in the Kitchen.
I'm Jessica.
And I am Brian. Yes, we have some updates from last week, and things are happening fairly quickly.
Yes, so today is literally going to be a very quick update, though. We always say a quick video. This is going to be a quick video, I promise.
10 minutes is the goal.
So for those of you, I know like the live stream is a long thing to watch, so some of you probably haven't been able to catch up on that, but we actually have some more news since the live stream. So the most important thing is, if you guys didn't hear, I've been trying to get into Mayo Clinic for my treatment, which is in Rochester, Minnesota, and we did hear back from them this week. I do have an appointment with them very early next week. So I'm super excited to get in there and get my treatment plan kind of started and figure out what my treatment plan even is. But we will be driving up to Rochester for that. I have like a few appointments on the same day, and they're actually going to be reviewing my pathology as well. So a lot of you have mentioned like, are you going to get a second opinion, all that kind of stuff. So the cool thing is, when you go to Mayo Clinic, they want to do all the pathology themselves. So I will get a true second opinion on everything that the hospital that I originally went to, like everything that they did, I'll get a second opinion. And maybe even more detail, because it's Mayo Clinic. I mean, it has to be, the best of the best, in my opinion.
And they're also going to rerun your labs and like that kind of stuff too. And then we've got an initial meeting with a member of the gynecologic oncology team. And it's sort of a whirlwind kind of a bit here. They actually put us on like a priority to get us in. It would have taken longer normally, but because of the rarity of this case, like we're getting pushed through and things are happening very fast on that front. And frankly, I'm actually kind of looking forward to the drive back up to Rochester, Minnesota.
I would be, but another little update. So the stent that I had to put in my ureter, I'm definitely night and day, and Brian has to remind me, like, you're doing so much better than you were even a week ago, or like definitely 2 weeks ago.
I haven't had to drive her to the ER in the middle of the night, which is great.
Yeah, so I'm doing better, but some days it just doesn't feel like I'm doing better. And anybody who's been through anything that's like this, I'm sure you can relate to that. Some days it doesn't feel like it's getting any better, and you have to really remind yourself and think about points previously, like, and things that, have improved. But the stent in the ureter definitely causes a lot of discomfort. I definitely have a limit when it comes to like my activity. Like yesterday we tried to get out of the house, and there's a really fine balance, because if I lay in bed all day, it actually makes it hurt worse as well. But yesterday I kind of pushed myself a little bit too far, I think, with it. And I definitely am, this is kind of gross, but the way that you could kind of tell is with the stent in the ureter, I started noticing like more blood in my urine throughout the day. And when I looked it up online, they were saying that's kind of a sign that you're doing too much activity. You need to kind of slow it down a little bit. So I'm really glad we did yesterday, because I kind of found out what my limit was and my threshold. And we were just walking around like an outdoor mall area. We weren't like doing anything crazy, but like just, getting out and about, which is not something that I've done a lot of since I got home from the hospital, or went to the hospital for that matter. But the other thing that's been consuming just a ton of our time is a lot to do with the fertility stuff. So we're kind of like, I don't know, I guess we're a little bit more than halfway through the cycle of getting like my eggs ready to be retrieved, which is just crazy. But Brian's been really good at like doing the shots every single night. So I have 2 shots that I get at night. Actually, starting today, I have another shot in the morning. So you had to wake me up at what, like 8 o'clock before you went to church this morning. And yeah, I was not happy. He's like, I gotta give you the shot.
Yeah. It turns out I'm pretty good at stabbing her. So,
He is really good at it. There's been a few times I've learned to have an ice pack at the ready whenever I get the shots. They all go in like my abdomen, like lower abdomen, belly kind of area. And I've learned definitely to have an ice pack ready just in case there's any pain. But it's, it's become a little bit less stressful. It's still a lot to have to go and again, anybody who's been through a fertility kind of journey like this, I seriously, so much respect for anybody who's been through this and who's had to deal with this, because it is a lot. We will be sharing like another video in the future about that process and how that actually works, because it's quite fascinating. But yeah, the appointments to go get an ultrasound and blood work done every few days. So my next one is on Tuesday. So tomorrow's the 4th of July. So it'll be Tuesday the 5th. And then they said my retrieval might be anytime between like Thursday would be the earliest to like Sunday. So in that range of some time, they're going to be retrieving my eggs. But my eggs are like, my follicles are getting bigger, which is what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
We still
said there's 6 of them right now, but they said there's a couple of other little ones that are like still growing and stuff. So those might actually pop up by the time we get to the retrieval stage.
The key is like you have to have them all at the same. You want them all to be like kind of growing at the same rate, because there's a certain size they're looking for. But the more eggs obviously we can get, the more embryos we can try to have. You know, there's a possibility if we don't get enough eggs, we'll have to do another 2-week cycle. So it's a whole kind of, it's a huge journey of its own within this other larger journey that we're on. So
yes.
But yeah, I mean, I am starting to tolerate more food, which is good. I'm starting to get back to more of a regular diet, which Brian had been making me these really amazing smoothies. And then I had the setback with nausea and everything where I couldn't like tolerate any of that.
Yeah.
So I think this week we're going to get back into like Brian's super healthy smoothies.
Yeah. But I have been packing in the veggies where I can. Just making whatever dish she seems to be able to tolerate at this point. But there is definitely going to come that moment where we really do like hardcore into the absolute healthiest that we can get her on this process. And I know it's going to suck, but at the same time, like it's all about her survival, and that's all I care about.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a little bit rough because we need to come up with a schedule, because I have so many pills that I'm still taking that like there have been points where I just need something to kind of like settle my stomach. Like this morning I was like, I just need like a piece of bread or something like that. And obviously we want to get into like the most healthy version of a plant-based diet. For those of you who haven't followed our channel like very long and who kind of only have joined since this whole like cancer thing has come up, you may be wondering like why we follow a plant-based diet, all that. If you check out previous videos on our channel, you can kind of like see our whole journey with that. But definitely planning on sticking to like a very, very clean version of a whole food plant-based diet throughout the, going forward. And I would say like our plant-based diet that we were eating, because people might ask, well, what, you already were eating plant-based, so why, you got cancer anyway, so why would you pursue that? I would say like the plant-based diet we were eating was like maybe a C level plant-based diet. We got to go for like the A++++++, like super, super healthy and clean. And Brian does have, he's doing a lot of research, and he's got experts that are helping him kind of figure out what.
I got high level people.
Yeah, he's got high level experts that are helping him. So he's in charge of my nutrition. But yeah. So the other, I guess that kind of leads us to the future. So you want to talk about the future a little bit?
So the future of our channel and everything is obviously we're going to keep doing updates about what is going on as far as treatment is concerned and that. But we've also got a bunch of videos that we filmed previously when we booked that Airbnb in Rochester, Minnesota a few months ago.
Coincidentally.
So we are going to be publishing those.
Like all the plant-based recipes. Yes. We have so many good recipes that we filmed.
Amazing recipes that we filmed.
Yes.
So we're going to be publishing those going forward during those times when Jessica is really not feeling great or whatever it happens to be. But those will definitely still be coming out, and I will probably put a little tag at the beginning stating that this was filmed before the cancer diagnosis and stuff. So if Jessica's look changes throughout this process, then people will not be like, oh my God, you look so amazing.
Well, yeah, because I'll definitely be heavier in those videos, so it'll be kind of weird. But yeah, so our channel is definitely still going to be Krocks in the Kitchen.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to, you know, share our journey on eating a whole food plant-based diet, but now we've just got this cancer, like, as part, like, thing as a part of it as well. So I actually think it'll be, you know, even more helpful for people just because we'll be making like super clean, like plant, you know, whole food plant-based recipes, and you know, Brian will be sharing recipes that he's having me eat while I'm, you know, going through cancer treatments, and we'll be sharing all of the spectrum of that. So basically it'll just be business as usual, but just this other little layer added in. The next few weeks are going to be a little bit like, just, you know, we're until we have a plan in place for my treatment,
Yeah.
it's just going to be like a little bit of all over the place. But
Yeah.
that is kind of what we wanted to share with you guys today. I think we're pretty much good. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else, Brian?
I just wanted to say that the way I kind of described it to one of my friends at church was that I feel like we got a lot of plates spinning right now, but nothing is, it's not too hard for us to do right now. Like, yes, there's stuff up in the air. We don't have a completely definitive plan about what's about to happen, but we're going to get one, and we're going to get one fairly soon, hopefully, and then we can just keep making those steps. But I think that we are setting ourselves up for the best possible chance for you to walk away from this. And I think that it's amazing that we are even allowed to be in this position.
Yeah, and like, we're putting on a brave, strong face, like I think in videos a lot of times, and you know, we've also shown the more emotional side, but we're definitely both having days where we just, you know, there's days where I just like am like, what's the point? What's, you know, this is all like, you kind of want to give up, or you start playing those worst case scenarios like over and over in your head. I know Brian's been going through some of that this week as well. And so like, that's just part of it. Like, it's not all gonna be, you know, sunshine and like, oh yes, we got this, we're gonna fight, you know, it's not all that. Like, in reality, I think the one thing that as someone who's been diagnosed with cancer, you just want people to like share with you and say to you is, yeah, this sucks. Like, it sucks. It does suck. But a lot of people are going through the same sucky journey. And so we can all not feel alone by like hopefully sharing. And you guys have shared so many of your stories with us as well. And it sucks for a lot of people. And it's just a reality of life. And we just have to like get through it the best that we can.
Yeah. But I guess that's it.
Yes.
All right. I'll do the spiel. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and click the bell that is right next to it. You'll get notified whenever we post a new video. But the one thing you should be doing is following us on Instagram. Jessica keeps updating on there, and it really is like more of a day-to-day thing about what we are doing in our lives and how we're coping with things and like all that kind of stuff. So please do follow us on Instagram, but you can also find us on Facebook, and you can message us on there. If you message on Facebook, you will get me. If you message on Instagram, you will get Jessica. But I think that's all I got for this one.
Well, that's definitely all I got.
We will see you next time on Krocks in the Kitchen. Bye. I think we went over 10 minutes.
We did.